Well, hey viewers, this is the stem to our next project, a 1986 Lotus Chinelli design, Triumph, and we've already had the frame painted. So I'm working on the stem now. This stem had some really severe asphalt concrete scratches pretty deep on the top here from turning the bike over, and it took a while to get those out. I used 80 grit to get it out with. It has a small scratch up in here. It was small, but it was pretty deep. But we got that out. I'm not going to bore you with this whole thing here and show you every grade of sandpaper I move up to. I've got 2 other videos on my channel that show you how to get the scratches out of aluminum and steel step by step. So anyway, we'll go ahead and continue with this, and I'll show you when we're all done with it. Okay, so we finished sanding the stem, we polished it on the wheel, and finished up with some semi-chrome to get the residual off it. Came out pretty nice. And after doing all this, the Lotus engraving just doesn't stand out. So I'm going to go ahead and try with a Sharpie to see if that'll help it. If not, then we'll have to go ahead and paint. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, so we're just finishing up here. I went over everything twice, just to see if I can get a little darker. Using an extra fine Sharpie. Worked pretty good. If you do get some out of the engraving, you can just take your fingernail and go over it, and it'll take it right off. Looks okay, just not dark enough. I might try some paint and give that a shot. See if we can get it a little darker. So I'm just cutting off the bottom of this water bottle to use as a paint holder. I just have spray paint, so I'm going to spray some paint in here and use that. Okay, so I sprayed some paint into the bottom here and got a real skinny, narrow paintbrush. And I just started to put some on here. It looks like it's working pretty well here. Can't stay exactly in the line, but I'll be able to wipe that off. I'm going to try that here next after I get this L done here. Wipe off the surface here. Use my fingernail there. That looks pretty good. Might have to go over it again there a little bit to fill in some of the places, but looks like it's working pretty good, and I like it's a lot blacker than the Sharpie. There's the brush starting to spread out a little bit, but if you rub lightly, it won't go into the groove. Well, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to hit that T here again. Okay, in the front here, what I did was just splash the paint on so it would fill up the grooves. Like so. And I waited a few minutes. Just going to get some of the excess off of here. Just stay away from the groove. Just going to wipe it down a little bit. And if you just take your thumbnail, see the excess comes off. Kind of go with the line across the top. Filled in pretty good. Let's wipe the surface off. Let that dry. That came out pretty good. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll go over it with the microfiber cloth And we'll see how that looks when that's done. Okay, so I soaked it again with the paint, dabbed the brush all over it, and I'm taking an old card here and getting the excess paint off it. This works really nice. Doesn't leave any marks on the metal. Gets the paint off. Doesn't go into the groove. Worked a little bit better than my fingernail. Just wipe it off every so often. Just go over it lightly with a paper towel. And again, when that sets in there, we'll go ahead and buff it out. And that came out pretty good. Looks good. Well, thanks for watching again, and I hope that helps.